Do you ever wake up with this deep, chilling feeling that you are fundamentally alone?
That you were just sort of thrown into the universe.
Exactly. No manual, no safety net. It's a feeling our sources call guksuzlik.
And profound rootlessness. And it leads to this other state they describe, ontologic guvensizlik.
Ontological insecurity. It's this terrifying sense that you exist by accident, totally unprotected in this, vast and indifferent cosmos.
And that exact feeling, that deep existential dread, is where our source material begins. The authors make a really audacious claim.
They do. They say that the key to dismantling all of that fear, to totally rewiring your sense of self, is held in a single phrase.
A cosmic key, they call it.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The cosmic key is Bismillah. Bismillahir-raḥmānir-raḥīm. Now, for many, this is just a traditional opening.
A formality.
But these sources, they present it as something so much deeper. It's a dynamic formula, a 7-day program that carries the actual code of existence.
So our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack that code.
Yeah, how does this one phrase move you from the despair of being thrown into the universe to the security of being connected? It all seems to hinge on two core ideas.
Intisap and estat.
Connecting to the owner of all existence and then relying completely on his mercy.
It's essentially a spiritual and psychological reboot. You stop seeing yourself as this abandoned little speck.
And you consciously establish, well, the highest possible form of secure attachment.
With the only true source of stability.
So if this is the ultimate repair manual for that modern anxiety, we have to look at the mechanics. How does it work?
Well, the sources break it down into 3 core powers embedded in the formula.
Which are Adiyat, Teslimiyet, and Rahmet.
Belonging, submission, and mercy.
Let's start with the first one, Adiyat. How does saying this phrase give you a sense of belonging?
It's the immediate antidote, the most potent one. When you say the first part, be-ism in the name of, you're not just saying words.
It's an action.
It's an active, conscious act of intisap, of attachment. You are functionally declaring, I exist, I act, I move forward, but under his authority.
And the sources get into the linguistics of the word ism itself, which I found fascinating.
Oh, it's brilliant. It has this dual meaning.
The first one being damga, or ishret.
A divine stamp.
A stamp that says what?
It says this person, this action, this moment belongs to Allah. It just completely resolves that crisis of being unclaimed, of being an orphan in the cosmos.
And once you internalize that feeling of being stamped, owned,
Yeah.
the second meaning kicks in.
That's right. You slick. Elevation. You're immediately lifted out of the muck of randomness because you're now operating under cosmic mandate, not just blind chance.
That relief must be profound. Okay, but that brings us to the second power, Teslimiyet, or submission. And I think for a lot of us, that word submission sounds...
Weak, passive.
Yeah, even fatalistic.
How is this presented as a power?
That is the crucial distinction. It's not passive surrender. It's the active handing over of a burden, the crushing burden of control, to the true doer, the Feli Hakikisi.
Exactly. The sources say that inside each of us, there's this pharaoh-like voice of Firavuni says.
And what does the voice do?
It's constantly whispering, I did it. I succeeded. I have to manage everything. If I fail, it's all on me.
That voice is the engine of modern anxiety, isn't it? The endless effort to micromanage the world.
It is. So when you start with Bismillah, you're consciously silencing that inner tyrant. You're surrendering that impossible responsibility.
And the psychological result is what they call sakin.
Deep inner peace, tranquility. It's the peace you feel when you finally truly admit you don't have to control the entire universe by yourself.
It's amazing how that parallels modern mental health research. The sources even link it to creating the highest level of secure attachment.
It's the ultimate secure base. I mean, think about it. We seek that security in human relationships, but even the best of them are fragile.
Limited.
This moves it to the cosmic level. It establishes a foundation of absolute trust, which leads us right into the third power.
Rahmet.
Mercy.
Introduced by those two beautiful names, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim.
And there's some incredible history here. Just the inclusion of the name Rahman was revolutionary at the time.
Right. The sources note that the Meccan pagans actually objected to using it in the Hudaybiyah Treaty.
Because it signaled a massive shift in consciousness. By making Rahman central, the message was clear. The divine is not primarily about Korkugus, fear, and power.
But about Shefkat Varlik, compassion and existence itself.
It was a fundamental declaration that the universe is not some cold, random machine. It's a safe, compassionate embrace kept alive by what the mystics called the Nefesi-Rahmani, the breath of the merciful.
And to really apply this, you have to understand the difference between the two names. Let's start with Ar-Rahman.
Ar-Rahman is like the ocean. It's a vast, potential universal mercy. It's completely kapseje inclusive.
So it touches everything and everyone.
Everything. The believer, the non-believer, the mountain, the insect. It guarantees that the baseline condition of existence is benevolence.
And then Ar-Rahim.
Ar-Rahim is more like a river. It's a continuous, focused, special mercy. It's the stream of grace directed at those who strive, who seek, who believe.
So it's the guarantee that your efforts, they're not wasted.
Never. It's the ultimate validation that your striving matters and is seen.
Okay, so this is where it all gets very practical. We have this incredible blueprint, but knowledge without action is just, well, it's just clutter.
And the sources know that. They know you can't just think your way out of that deep-seated ontological insecurity.
You need small, repeatable steps. So they provide a 7-day guide to turn this whole philosophy into what they call atomic alishkanliklar.
Atomic habits. This is how you actually apply the cosmic key to repair your sense of being.
So day 1, it focuses on niyat, intention, and farkindalik awareness. And the motto is a stark reminder. The destination of one whose compass is not Allah is ruin.
And the practice is designed to elevate your everyday to-do list. You literally write Bismillah in big letters at the top.
But it's more than just writing it, right?
Oh yeah. The real work is asking, in the name of which beautiful name of Allah am I doing this? So if you're studying for an exam, maybe you invoke Ya Alim, the all-knowing.
Or if you're trying to solve a huge problem at work, Ya Feta, the opener.
Exactly. It makes every action an intentional spiritual choice.
Okay, day 2 brings in Teslimiyet, submission, and guvin, trust. This goes right at that micromanagement anxiety we talked about.
It does. The motto is, when he is my trustee, anxiety is forbidden to me.
And the practice is, this sounds tough, the control fast. Control kuluk or ruku.
It is tough, especially for us. Our whole sense of worth can be tied to controlling outcomes. This fast asks you to pick something you absolutely cannot control.
Like a traffic jam, a delayed project.
A sudden setback. And you have to consciously, even verbally, release it. Allah might delegate this situation to you. And then you resist every urge to mentally wrestle with it.
You're building that trust muscle.
You are. You're practicing Sikhi, that inner peace, by letting go of the burden of ownership.
Day 3 then shifts the focus outward. Evansville Rahmet, universal mercy, and empathy.
This is where you have to start looking through the lens of Ar-Rahman, that all-inclusive name.
And the motto is a direct command. Do not judge, look through the eyes of the Rahman.
The practice here is really challenging. It targets our tribalism. You have to pick a person you normally criticize or even dislike.
And what do?
Internally, you sincerely pray for them. May Allah have mercy on you. You actively try to see the spark of that universal benevolence. The Rahman's stamp in them. It widens your heart.
Then on day 4, you focus on the other name, Zul Rahmet, special mercy, and Umit, hope. This is about, all right.
Right, and the motto is just so reassuring. My effort is not wasted. The Rahim sees it.
I love that. And the practice for this is the anonymous good deed. Isinsiz ilik.
Yes. You perform a tiny act of kindness that is designed to be totally invisible.
Like what?
Clearing a stone from a path, watering a neglected plant, leaving an anonymous positive comment for someone. The key is, no one but you and the Rahim can ever know.
It reinforces the idea that sincerity is what matters, not applause.
Precisely.
Okay, we jump to day 6, which tackles barakah, blessing, and kalite quality. This is where spirituality meets professional life.
And the motto raises the bar for everything you do. What is presented to Allah must be flawless.
So the practice is tek odak, or monotasking.
Yes, but monotasking with ihsan, with aesthetic and spiritual excellence. You pick a simple task, washing the dishes, writing one email, and you do it with absolute singular focus.
As if it were the most important work in the world.
Because in that moment, for you, it is. You're transforming mundane work into an act of worship.
And this all culminates on day 7, Varlik, existence, and Kimlik, identity. This is the final step in that ontologic onarum, that ontological repair.
The motto synthesizes the entire week. I exist in his name, I live for him.
The practice is called Aina Chalishmasa, mirror work.
It's powerful. The sources say you should look yourself right in the eye and state out loud, you are not an accident. You are a valuable creation and vice-wagerant of the Rahman and Rahim Allah.
Wow, that's a fundamental identity shift.
It is. You go from being a random biological accident seeking external validation to a connected, meaningful agent with a sacred purpose.
So after these 7 days of practice, what's the bigger picture? The sources argue this isn't just self-help, it's a rejection of the entire modern worldview.
Absolutely. Bismillah becomes a kind of manifesto. It directly refutes humanism's pride, the whole man is the measure of all things idea,
Oh, so?
by declaring, no, the subject is Allah and man is the agent acting in his name. It reframes our role from owner to steward.
And at the same time, it refutes materialism, which says the universe is just kur bir tesaduf, blind chance.
Bismillah insists it's not a cold accident. It is a responsive, compassionate reality sustained by the will of the Rahman.
This new perspective creates what the sources call tefakkur.
A consciousness that dissolves the line between the secular and the sacred. Your boardroom becomes as sacred as your prayer mat.
And Bismillah itself becomes this ethical filter.
It has to. You just cannot start an act of cruelty or exploitation or deceit by invoking Bismillah. It doesn't work. The words themselves would be a lie.
So this ethical shift forges a new kind of person, the Quran person, who has 3 distinct behaviors.
The first is the eminency lighter, the steward leader. They operate with vekalet bilinci, a consciousness of trusteeship.
Meaning they know they don't really own anything.
Exactly. They've given up the claim of ownership. Mulkiyet idia sendan vazgeçmiş. So they don't fear loss, and they don't exploit. They treat their employees with mercy because the company isn't truly theirs. It's his.
The second is the Rahmani activist, the merciful activist.
Their actions are always constructive, yapiji, and focused on repair, honor dishi. Before they start a big project, their first question isn't, how much will I earn?
It's how much Rahmet, how much benefit and mercy will this bring to the world?
Yes. And the final one is the hakikat odaklin mutashebis, the truth-oriented entrepreneur.
And their defining trait
is integration. There's no split between their spiritual and professional lives. A high-stakes business deal and a private prayer are seen under the same divine umbrella. It ensures total integrity.
It really is breathtaking. The power of this cosmic key, as laid out here, takes you from that feeling of being nothing to the incredible honor of being a connected, meaningful, responsible being.
It's the art of turning every single unconscious action into a conscious act of service.
And when you live that way, the Bismillah is no longer just a phrase you say.
It starts whispering to you, don't start without me or you won't finish. Say my name so I can carry your burden.
Don't be afraid, the universe isn't random. You are in the embrace of the Rahman.
And maybe the most challenging whisper of all, is your work good enough to have my name, my signature on it?
This journey reveals a phrase many of us say on autopilot as a complete manual for a life of security, meaning, and excellence. This deep dive has handed you the cosmic key, dusted it off, and shown you how it works. So now that this key is really in your hand, this isn't an ending, it's a new beginning. Which door in your career, your relationships, your inner life do you feel compelled to open with this cosmic key this week?